Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 and another part of our Newcastle United series as we are about to finish our first full season on the back of a significant upturn in form. We've now had 9 games without defeat, 3 draws in there but 6 victories after really poor form throughout pretty much all of the season. We were getting wins, we were in the right kind of place in the table, but we were not doing enough to really kick on. But we have been lately, and now we're 2 games away from a place in Europe next season. We're 2 points clear of Spurs, which you would not have expected at the start of this save, but we are a long way off the Champions League places and especially the title, which is where we should be looking next time about. We've got Watford away, which is a huge game, and then Leicester as well. So Watford, we are 1 point behind. If we beat them, we will go up to 6th place, which will be huge because I don't actually know if we're guaranteed Europe with 7th place here. So that's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. We will play both those games today, and then we'll get into looking ahead towards next season depending on where we finish. For today's match, we do have Muto leading the line with Boudebouz, Barbosa out on the right this time, Kennedy on the left, Key and Hayden in central midfield with Haps, Clark, Lascelles and Yedlin in defence, Dubravka in goal. For anybody doubting how good this tactic is, just look at this recent form. I know there are a few people saying it's not the best tactic. I really do think it is, and you only have to look at how well we've been doing lately compared to how poorly we were doing before that. And really, I think we've just been fantastic. The team not reacting too well out there, but we do get the game kicked off. It's Key on the ball, over to Kennedy. He's going to have a little drive forward here. If we can win this game, we're pretty much secure in Europe next season, I would imagine. It's going to be a big shock otherwise. Boudebouz with the corner. Puts it to the back stick to Clark. Unmarked. Gomez saves. Hits Gomez again. Haps now picks up the ball on the left flank. He's got plenty of players in the box. He puts it in, but it's cleared away by Cabasele. Clark goes after it, but he should have scored there. 10 games unbeaten would be significant if we managed to do that. A draw isn't that helpful to us. Kennedy getting injured isn't that helpful, I don't think. I know some of you guys aren't big fans of Kennedy. I can understand why he will not be being signed next season. I would much rather get somebody else in, but right now he's quite important to us, and we have lost him. But Lucas hopefully can do a job. Here he is on the ball. He's got Key ahead of him. He's giving it away, but he gets it back. Still going, Lucas Piazon. Pulls it all the way back to Haps at left back. He pushes it forward to Muto. Muto skips a tackle, still going, puts it across the Key, and it's hit the crossbar. We are banging on the Watford door at the moment. It's a corner from Boudebouz, put to the back stick for Clark, and there's the header. His 3rd chance. He could have had a hat-trick here, but he has got the header that does give us the lead. It's his first goal of the season. All of his chances this season coming in the opening 20 minutes here. But Boudebouz with the ball in, and the Clark header there over the goalkeeper, past the man on the far post, and we do have that lead, which moves us up to 6th place if we could see this out. Right now, Watford not challenging us. Key on the ball, over to Gabriel, cutting in from the right flank, finds Key again. Good first touch, drives forward, it deflects into the arms of Gomez there. And that was a good position that we didn't make the most of. And now Barbosa is injured as well. Oh, who can I even bring on here? It's going to have to be Boudebouz shifted out wide, and then we're going to bring on Ayoze Perez in the shadow striker role and just see if he can pick up his form again. He was doing alright at the start of the season. He seems to have dropped off a bit. He's on the ball now, though, trying to charge forward. We need to make the most of this advantage that we've got on the pitch. Boudebouz inside to Key. He puts it out to Lucas. Plenty of players in the box. He's come inside and then giving the ball away. Clark with the header. Key brings it down. Still going. Perez is on the floor, but it's come for Boudebouz. He hit it first time there. That was not a bad effort. He was not far away. And we are really banging on this Watford door, trying to get the win we desperately need. 2 injuries in this game. The number of injuries we've been picking up, it seems to happen every beta. It was fine until the patch. And then we've picked up so many injuries, and I know that some of you guys have been in the same situation. But at half-time, it is 1-0. We are doing well here. I'm happy with the way the team are playing. By the way, if you're enjoying this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and do hit that like button as well. The experiments will be coming when the full game is released and I get the in-game editor, so that's not too far away if you're looking forward to those. But this series seems to have gone down really well with you guys, so I will keep it going when the full game is out as well. Also, there was a giveaway today, which I haven't done the winner of yet. I'm going to do that straight after this video, so if you want to see if you've won the giveaway, make sure you head over to Twitter. I will announce it in the next episode as well. I should have done it before recording this episode, but here we are with 15 minutes to go. We still only have a 1-0 lead, and I feel like I don't really know who to take off here. Key needs to come off, I suppose. It's just going to have to be John Joe dropping a bit further deep. But yeah, I should have done it before this episode, but I will be in tomorrow's video if you haven't already figured it out on Twitter. And yeah, congratulations to the winner in advance. But here's Yedlin with a throw. Ball cleared away. Let's not give away a lead at this point. Lascelles forward to Shelvey. Pushes it on to Perez. Out wide to Yedlin. Good position. He's in behind the defence. He puts the cross in. Muto makes it 2-0. Muto's 6th goal of the season. He's not really done enough to impress me this year. But bearing in mind, we weren't actually playing with a proper striker for most of the year, so maybe we should give him a little bit longer. But the ball in behind there, Yedlin with a brilliant first touch, took another, put the cross in, Muto arrived and just glanced it past a diving Gomez for 2-0 and a 10th game in a row where we have not lost. This tactic has absolutely clicked into gear for us, even with all the injuries, even with the high pressure situation. The team have carried on going out there, getting the points, getting the wins and getting us into Europe. This will take us to 6th in the league, which seemed absolutely unthinkable. About 10 games ago, I had written us off achieving anything this season, and now we're up in 6th place, which is sensational. Doucouré sends the ball back to Kabasele. Watford don't seem to know where to go, but Deulofeu is dangerous, puts it in, and Success does get a goal. There's still a minute left here. It's not impossible that they get an equaliser, because I have seen that happen. We've just switched off, but luckily we did have that second goal. Kabasele with the ball forward. Deulofeu, I said he was dangerous, got the ball in, and Success just beat the defensive line there and managed to volley it home past Dubravka. And we do just need to be a little bit careful. Last roll of the dice for Watford. Ball comes down, Doucouré to Chalobah. Great tackle, and that's a full-time whistle. We do get the victory. 2-1 over Watford, a really important one that. Well done to the team, and if we have a look at that league table afterwards, we are in 6th place with 4 points clear of Spurs. Europe is guaranteed next season as far as I can tell, and to be fair, we're only 8 points off the Champions League places. I know Arsenal still need to play again, but given how poor we were for most of this season, it does give me a lot of hope that we could get Champions League football next season. But a great performance from the team. Kennedy is out for 2 or 3 weeks, so that's his season done, and Barbosa as well. Both of them out now for the rest of the season. But we've only got Leicester at home still to go. Leicester down in 12th in the league. So hopefully we can beat them, finish the season in style, and then kick on looking forward towards trying to get into the Champions League next season, but at least enjoying European football at St James's Park again. Well, it is time for that final game of the season. If we have a look at the table, you can see Spurs have played all their games. They cannot catch us. Watford still need to play their final game. If we lose and they win, we drop down to 7th. And actually, I think European football is already confirmed. The question is, can Watford get into 7th? So that's a bit of an anticlimax. I thought 6th place might have been the final cut-off. I know that the lines there indicate it, but with the FA Cup still to come, I wasn't sure who's in the FA Cup final. But it doesn't matter. Now we can just go out there and have a free hit. Obviously, we are on the back of a 10-game unbeaten run. It'd be nice to finish the season unbeaten with 11 games in the run. You can see we've really picked up our performances, cutting out the losses. We had so many losses compared to everybody else around us. Spurs had a problem with drawing this season. They could have had another 14 points on their total, which would have got them into the Champions League had they won a few more of those games. Quite easily had more than 14 extra points in their total. But at the moment, we can be pretty happy with this. We're not going to finish far off. If we win, we'll only be 6 points off the Champions League places, which is fantastic. But let's just get into this game. We're playing with Muto, Piazon, who has made a miraculous recovery to start on the left flank. Murphy on the right, Budaboos as well up there. Then Kean Hayden in defensive midfield with Haps, Clark, Lascelles, Yedlin and Dubravka making up the defence. I really want to get the win, finish in style, because if we're just 6 points off the Champions League, then next season we will almost certainly manage to get in there. Let's try and get the team pumped up, thinking about European football next season, which will be adding an extra dimension to our campaign, because there'll be more games. We didn't really have any good cup runs this year, so if we're in Europe, and we are going to go for that competition, because it's another way to get into the Champions League, and also some silverware is still the goal of this save. Albrighton having a run though, finds Maguire, and that is just over. Dubravka there has tipped that over actually. I think Maguire seems to be playing in midfield here. But they've got a corner through Albrighton. He puts it in, Lascelles gets it away, comes to Demarai Gray, Lascelles hoofs it out. Maguire there had an excellent shot. And he is playing in central defence, so he's just having a punt from 30-odd yards as a centre-back. But 15 minutes in this game, a little bit more balanced than the Watford one was. And bearing in mind we only won that by 1 goal in the end, is a slight cause for concern. I'd like to get that goal and the shot count up as well. Start taking a few more chances. But half an hour gone. A draw would be fine, I think. I think we'd still finish above Watford with a draw. But still 0-0 at the moment, and a pretty much boring first half, except for that Maguire pot shot. We are heading into half-time as 0-0. But at the moment you can see most of the attacks going through the centre, which is to be expected really with the way that we're playing. I'm going to tell the team I'm not happy, which has affected someone quite negatively. I didn't quite catch the name there. But we are kicking off the second half. Lucas Piazon trying to come forward. It would have been Piazon who was actually unhappy with my team talk at half time. Piazon's probably going to be sold. Muto I will probably keep. Boodaboos will obviously be kept. Murphy could well be sold. He's not impressed me much this season. He had that little purple patch where he did manage to get a few goals, got a hat-trick. And I was hoping that would be him kickstarting his Newcastle career with us, but it just didn't work out. We've got a chance for Boodaboos though. Out wide to Murphy. Maybe he can prove me wrong in this final game. Picks out Key. He's in a good amount of space. Still going. He's lost the ball. Albrighton clears it. And Vardy's actually got onto this somehow. Lascelles intercepts and puts through Muto. He's in on goal, Muto. But he could not put it through. But he's got a penalty. Oh, it's a foul from the Turkish centre-back there on Muto. I don't know what he did, but I'm not complaining. We've got a chance from the spot. It's Boodaboos on it. Exactly the man I want. Except that he's put it wide, so maybe he's not the man I want. That was a chance for us to take the lead. Boodaboos, who's got so many goals and assists this season, unable to score from 12 yards out, sorry. And here's Boodaboos on the attack now, trying to make up for that. Puts the ball into Muto. Key takes it to the right. He's got 4 in the box to aim at. Finds Yedlin, comes back to Hayden. He puts it out to Yedlin again. Great position. Ball goes in, and Piazon has missed. I mean, how does he miss there? It's just the goalkeeper in his way, and he's hit the ball against him. Boodaboos having a shocker of a game, but I think he is the kind of player that has a chance to turn that around. I'm still going to take him off, though. I want to bring Perez on, see what he can do. Who else is struggling out there? Key is struggling. He's quite poor for fitness, but we do have Mo Diame on the bench. Let's give him a run out, because he will probably be sold, so this will be his final game at the club. We've got 15 minutes left. We are dominating. We've got those shots up now. Not many on target, though. And when we do, we seem to hit them against the keeper. Here's Murphy. Back to Yedlin. Into Hayden. Murphy carried on his run. It's come to Perez, who's poor control, has given the ball away. And now Iheanacho can hit us on the break. We do not want to concede here. He puts the ball in. Oh, and we have conceded. It's their only highlight of the game. It's 10 minutes from time. And they have made it 1-0. We now need to go into a very attacking mentality. Iheanacho just picking up the ball. We had 3 defenders back. We were not outnumbered, but it's just this brilliant cross. He made his run perfectly well timed. It was not far away from Dubravka, but he managed to get it past him. And it is now 1-0. We don't need to see this twice. I don't know why we are seeing it 3 times there. 8 minutes left to go. Hopefully a bit of stoppage time as well. Haps has picked up a knock, but it doesn't really matter at this point, I don't think. We've got 5 minutes of added time. 2 minutes left, 1 minute left, and we are not going to save this. So we are not going to finish the season on that nice unbeaten run, but 10 games unbeaten was not bad. Given the number of chances that we missed there, I'm not too unhappy at that. Hopefully we have finished in 6th place. We haven't. Watford did win 3-1 away against Bournemouth, which means we finish in 7th place, 10 points off Man City, who ended up getting the Champions League spot. But next season, I think we can definitely hit 70 points. Given the number of games we lost this season, 14 defeats is a huge number of losses there. And hopefully we can turn that around. It's nice that when you hover over the losses, it shows you all of those losses. And you can see the teams that we lost to. You know, you've got United, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. But Leicester, Wolves, West Ham, Everton, we should be beating those teams. But the wins as well, also quite impressive. Beating a lot of the smaller teams, but beating Chelsea there 3-0 was the highlight of the season, really. We've got quite a few draws against the big teams as well. When you look at that, we've got United, Spurs in there as well. So it's been an okay season, I think. I don't think it's been too bad. We do get £27 million. We do qualify for the Europa League, which is helpful. We're probably going to have to go through some early qualifying rounds, which isn't helpful. But if we have a look at the board screen, you can see I've now got £81 million. I'm untouchable as far as the board are concerned. 81 million in the bank. We are going to have some fun in the summer. We're going to sign some cracking players. I will just show you the squad here. If we sort of get them up, I don't want to see the players on international duty because there are none. I don't seem to have the copy of current views, but we know how good these players are. Freddie Woodman will probably get a bit more game time next season. He's got high potential ability. I would like to see more of him because Dubravka has been good for us. I don't think I want to replace him because I think the age differences between Dubravka and Freddie Woodman are pretty good because Dubravka's 30, Woodman's 22. 1 or 2 years of Dubravka left and then bring Woodman into the first team. I think that's a good balance. We can give him a few more games. Lascelles will obviously stick around. He's still pretty good there with a 4-star potential. Clark will probably stick around, maybe, hopefully, as more of a backup. Manquillo will probably stay as well because he's a good backup right back. Yedlin has done a lot better on that unbeaten run. So I think at right wing back we're actually fine. Lejeune barely played this season, will probably be sold because he is worth 8 million. I mean, he was injured for almost all of the season, which is why he didn't play. Haps has been quite good. I'm very impressed with him. A good signing. How much did we get Haps for? It was 7.25 million. He will definitely stick around because I think he's got high potential. Lazar's decent. Oh, no, he's not even decent. He probably will be sold. The Moroccan valued at 1.5 million. Let's just get rid of Lazar right now. We'll put an asking price. Drop him down to about a £1 million asking price because he already was transfer listed. So let's just drop him into the under 23s. Diame was already transfer listed. I think Diame is actually leaving. I think I've forgotten that he's leaving. He's joining Trabzonspor soon. So he'll be gone as well if we drop him out of the team. Isaac Hayden will probably stick around. He's quite good in that defensive midfield role, pretty high rated. Tonali will obviously stick around. He's going to become a world-class player. He will be playing a lot more next season. I know I haven't played him much, but he has been injured lately. Out for a couple of months still. But he'll be back for next season. Key will definitely be around, 30 years old, doing very well. Kennedy will be off soon. I wonder if I can transfer his loan. I can't terminate his loan. Danny Drinkwater might well end up being sold just because he doesn't really fit in our system. He can play in that defensive midfield role, but just not very well. And bearing in mind he's worth 15.75, he cost us 12.5. It'd be good to get a bit of money back out of him. John Joe will of course stick around because he's a good bench player. Although at 17.5 million and 70 grand a week, if we could get an offer for him, I would not say no. Sean Longstaff will probably not be around next season, certainly not in the first team because we've got better players in the positions he would play. Boudabou's absolute wonder player for us. 20 goal involvements in 33 league appearances, £4.9 million transfer, an absolute steal for us, now worth 20 million. Lucas Pearson will probably be sold, but he does have a bit of potential, so we'll maybe see. He played a lot of games for us actually. Worth 5.5 million. You can see his potential ability here is maybe worth keeping him because he can play anywhere, so maybe he's a good backup player if we have an injury crisis. Jacob Murphy will probably be sold. He's just not impressed me. I don't think he can live up to his potential ability. Muto, pretty good up front. Given we play with a couple of strikers now, it might be worth keeping him around. Barbosa is my preferred striker. Muto has not done that well this season, but I think as a backup he's worth keeping. Barbosa I'm waiting to see more from, valued at £30 million. High potential ability as well. He will be sticking around because I think he's going to be great. And then Perez as well will obviously stay because he can play in that shadow striker role. 5 league goals for him this season. But really, Boudabou's was the player of the season for us. There's no doubt about that. He was fantastic. 13 goals, 9 assists in all competitions. Very, very good performances. And that is the team. We are going to have to bring some new players in, but with 80 million in the bank, we can be very, very excited about what's to come. So do hit that like button if you have been enjoying this first season with Newcastle. Make sure to subscribe to ensure you see that second season. And until next time, see ya.